Hello and welcome back to my channel and to the Ultimate Racing League, sponsored by Prop Up and Co. And on to round 5, race 1 of our Scirocco GR4 Sunday Championship. And we're halfway through the championship now, and it's kind of crunch time as we just come to the end of our sprint races. Next 5 rounds are the Enduros for these drivers. So all things will change from that point. Obviously longer races, more strategy to it, and yeah, I think it's going to be very interesting indeed. So this is, as I say, the last of the sprints, and we are in Suzuka for this round, the Suzuka circuit, 3.6 mile, figure of 8, just on the outskirts of the city itself, about 245 miles southwest of the capital, Tokyo. So, well, when you do come to Suzuka, there is one thing for sure, and that is the weather. Now, we very rarely we come to this place and the sun is actually shining, and well, it's no exception today. As you can see, pretty murky and gloomy out there, although it is at the moment at least dry. Although we are expecting some wet stuff to be hitting the circuit for possibly race 2. Now, we think it's probably going to be the whole of the race. However, you know, we're hoping that will change, and it won't be quite as bad as everyone is fearing. I mean, this is a full weekend here for these drivers and for everybody at the Ultimate Racing League. We've got all of the leagues here at Suzuka all doing their 2 races, and so this is quite early in the morning, this race, where we've had to try and cram, or the organisers have had to try and cram everything in early doors to try and get them done in case of the severe downpour that might actually put a red flag to this race and cancel the whole event. So the organisers just trying their best to try and get everybody out there. Well, it's time for the M1 guys. And well, I'm going to take you through the grid here. And this is it going into this first 11 lap race. So we have Pablo even in pole position. We've got Rick Dubb in second. Don't know who Rick Dubb is. That sounds like a new driver to me. So well, if it is, welcome. Unless someone's decided to change their name and hasn't told me, but new one on me. So we'll see how Rick Dubb does. That's going to be a bit of a mouthful to say, isn't it? I might just call him Rick. 80 in third. Robert Racing in fourth. Love Rocket Rods in fifth. Tiddy Milk in 6th. Bandit in 7th. Carlsberg 8th. Firepower in 9th, Ginger in 10th, Smith in 11th, and DB in 12th. Okay, so as lights then, we know it by now. Softs all the way. Think fuel will be okay, and away we go down towards turn 1 now. Really tricky corner, this one. So bad in the dry. Well, it is quite bad in the dry, to be honest. Very easy to run it out wide, as the guys seem to have got through there all okay. Oh, it's getting a little bit snarled up there. Tiddy Milk just getting a little bit caught up on the inside as Love Rocket Rods just goes past through the S's. Oh, and then a little tag from Tiddy Milk. It does get, this is pretty much one line through here, so very difficult to start overtaking at this point. Tiddy Milk really trying to stick his nose in every corner through these S's and out the other side. But actually, looks like everyone's actually come through there all right in the end. But high pressure already on the back of Love Rocket Rods from Tiddy Milk. Now, will he have a go through turn 9? Yes, he does. Gets it done. Carlsberg behind him as well. And Ginger having a look. Oh, and Ginger had a little bit of a moment that pushes him out wide. Offline. That's allowing Firepower to now have a sniff up here at the hairpin. It's all going off ahead of them. Everybody, they get through. There's DB, there's Smith at the back there as well. All good through there, so everyone's looking good. So Pablo then, who had a great round last time, didn't he, at Croatia, down at the Dragon Trail International Raceway, is in fact got a double there, didn't he? So maximum points in both races for Pablo. So certainly beginning to get himself on a bit of a charge. The end of these sprints. Now, Rick in second. Be interesting to see how Rick gets on. So hard to tell at the moment. Only well, 1 lap in, so Can't really see what he's all about at this point, but looking pretty strong up there in second at the moment. Must be pretty quick. Starting there in second place. It's not 8 feet, is it? And 80 in third. Robert Racing in fourth. We get the camera back. There we go. There's Robert Racing trying to chase down 80. So now come down to turn 1 again. Brakes. Very easy to run it wide here over to that curb onto that green AstroTurf. But again, everyone, as we see Carlsberg attacking Bandit, looking like they've all got through okay. Ginger there in 9th. And Firepower, and then Smith. Now what's happened to DB? He's in the pits, and what's happening? Why is he going in? Not sure why he's gone in. We've had a couple of these recently, haven't we, where guys have been coming in after like one lap, and not sure what happened now. Is he just filling up, knowing that the fuel's going to be a bit of an issue? I don't know whether it will be. I do know it's a bit of an issue in the GR3s. We're not sure what it's going to be like in these GR4 cars. So clearly, if that's what I just see, DB must be thinking, oh, and Rick's got it wide there, down at turn 9, easily done there, just runs it a little bit hot into the corner, and that allowed both 80 and Robert Racing to get through as they hit the hairpin now for the second time. Robert Racing taking that tighter line. 80 just, and Ginger's gone off, hasn't he? Is that Ginger? I think it was, you know. Yeah, he's, well, there he is, just coming back on. Let's have a quick look at what happened. Front damage, of course, for him. I think he just completely missed it, didn't he? I'm flying up here at the hairpin, and then, just run it wide. And kicking up all the dust out there to the right of us. We'll see him come back on. There he is. So, back to 11th goes Ginger, and DB, we know, just catching up after his stop. So, leader Pablo then, what's his lead now? Over 80, who's got through with Robert Racing ahead of Rick now, who's in 4th. Get a good exit out of turn, where are we? Turn 14. Up the back straight now towards 130R. We can probably have a go at the chicane if you're close enough for a move. Is Robert Racing going to go? No, there's no way close enough there. So all stay line of stern through there. There's Tiddy Milk to 5th place ahead of Carlsberg. There's Love Rocket Rods there in 6th ahead of Carlsberg in 7th. It's a terrible camera that there when it comes to there. They seem to miss all the cars at that point. Might as well take the camera away. Firepower in 8th, Smith in 9th, Bandit down there in 10th place as well. So they hit that turn 1 again, 80 going really wide. That's going to allow Robert Racing surely to have a go, but he's going to be on the inside. Now there was a little bit of touch there between 80 and Robert Racing. Now, as I said, got to try and just stay in line here, really. It's no good trying to stick your nose up here because it's going to just cause a massive pile up, and City Milk also having a go. In fact, didn't get past. He's squeezed his way past Rick there. So Rick back down to 5th, got beat up a bit there through the S's, but yeah, it's going to go off here, isn't it? As Robert Racing up to 2nd, 83rd, Tiddy in 4th, then Rick Dub even in 5th. That could have sounded worse if I'd said something else, couldn't it? But Robert Racing then holding off 80 at the moment through the hairpin. Various lines through here. Some people like to take it a little bit wider, others a bit tighter into the apex. Some even having the grass, as we see Bandit just taking that inside a little bit too tight. There's DB trying to do everything he can to get back onto the back of that group. Pablo then coming round Spoon Curve and out the other side. That was a great shot from the telehandler coming through there, but as they now see coming up to 138 now, still trying to get past Robert Racing, but very tough place in terms of passing. It's only really a few places out of the whole circuit really that you can make a clean enough pass. Here at the chicane, I suppose, if you're up far enough, you get a good run out of the 130R, but other than that, really, it's only turn 1. possibly turn 9 as well. But Pablo at the moment showing them exactly how to do it. Trying to get yet another maximum amount of points here at Suzuka for Pablo, 4 laps out of 11. There's only 11 laps here on race 1. I thought it was meant to be 13, so maybe that perhaps the organisers have just shortened the race a little bit because of what I highlighted at the start about the incoming weather. So maybe it's just 11 here at race 1 now. They've just shortened that distance by a couple of laps. I thought it was 13 that was meant to be starting off in race 1. But anyway, back to the racing, and Edie still attacking Robert Racing, but Robert's got their inside through Degner and down through turn 9 under the bridge where the circuit crosses over. Is your figure of 8 at that point. This is that shot as we see them all coming through. We're going to just keep it here. Very close, isn't it, between 2nd and all the way back down to 7th to Colesberg. All in a line now, so 2nd to 7th. Could be anybody's at the moment, couldn't it? It's Rick trying to attack Tiddy Milk into Spoon Curve. Difficult corner this again. It sort of pulls you out to the outside of that corner. So very hard. You've got to try and keep it going left, and you've got to try and pull it in. Otherwise, you will be out on the AstroTurf, and that's no good. You don't want to be out there. As we see a move from Aid go through on Robert Racing, he got that better exit, didn't he, out of Spoon Curve, up towards the 130R now, through here full speed. I don't think there's many people that be braking through there. That's going to be full gas through there. As we see Pablo just going through a shot. Oh, and someone's gone straight on. Was that Rick? I think it might have been. I think it was, you know. Let's have a quick look. Pretty sure I see a red and white flash go through. So he was attacking Tiddy. In fact, everyone was attacking everybody. And oh, he's just, yeah, I think he just tanked the back of Tiddy, didn't he? Just got that braking wrong. And Rick gets it back on the track, but loses a few spots back to 7th place. And Colesberg and Love Rocket Rods getting through. Firepower now behind him in 8th. So Rick with a little bit of a moment now at the chicane. Certainly looks like Rick's got a bit of pace there, that's for sure, from what I've seen so far. But this man out in front is looking comfortable, and doesn't really look like he's having to really pull the pin yet either, just comfortable out there. Really under any severe pressure from anybody, at least not yet. But Pablo, as he just glides through the S's and out through Dunlop Curve down towards Degner now, and then through turn 9 up towards the hairpin. And there's that gap that he's got over Aid back there in 2nd, who's just put in a small gap from Robert Racing in 3rd. Then we've got Tiddy Milk and Love Rocket Rods, then Colesberg. So again, still all there, with the exception of Rick, who's had to drop back after his little moment back there at the chicane last time round, but still 2nd to 6th, very close indeed. There's Love Rocket Rods. He's had a couple of good results in the last couple of rounds as well, getting himself up there on the podium. Far off it here either in race 1. And after this, of course, we, as I said, we start the Enduros, which is a completely different ball game. So these sprint races, obviously, you've got to have a little bit of strategy in the second race of these sprints, but it was all about strategies. We'll see Tiddy Milk getting up on the inside through 130R, side by side through there. Doesn't normally work, but actually good racing from them two, and a good move from Tiddy Milk. Go back actually and have a look at that as we go back and go on board with Tiddy Milk. Just see how he done that. So what sort of exit? I think he got a better exit out here, didn't he, out of Spoon? Yes, he did. Robert Racing, little dab of the brakes there. And he's on the back of him. And the slipstream doesn't really come into effect, as we know, and then just pulls out. Gets a little bit of side slip as well, going up the inside there, and pretty much done it through. Although to the side is we have got, there he is through the side mirror, Robert Racing, who's just had to sit in behind him 4th place through the chicane. You can take quite a lot of these curbs around here. It's quite forgiving in that sense. You can take a few liberties here at Suzuka, although obviously got to be a little bit careful, especially when it's wet, because they will become very slippy. Talking of which, does that look like there's a bit of weather coming? These guys look like they want to get this finished before, if there is any, it comes. So good racing so far though here in race 1. So let's go down that field. We know Pablo still leading it out front. 80's doing everything he can to try and at least close that gap on Pablo in 2nd. Then we've got Tiddy Milk in 3rd, Robert Racing in 4th, Love Rocket in 5th, we've got Colesberg in 6th, Rick in 7th, Firepower in 8th, Smith in 9th, Bandit 10th, Ginger in 11th, and DB still at the back there. Hasn't really managed to get onto the back of the others, as he in 12th place. Doesn't want to go back to Firepower a second, because has he got a new... Oh, it looked like a new livery, but it's not. So I don't think it is anyway. No, I'm pretty sure it's the same one he's had. So he's there in 8th place. Difficult corner that, turn 9, especially if you're close to somebody. You can easily run it wide on exit, as we found out on a bit earlier with Ginger. So we watch the guys coming through. Spoon, Curve, Tiddy in 2nd. Actually, where's 80 gone? He's dropped down to 5th, I've just noticed. What happened to 80? Let's have a quick look, because he was up in 2nd, weren't he? Where did that all go wrong? So 5th place. Oh, there it is. Talking of turn 9. Had to be really, didn't it? Let's just go back a little bit further. Right, so here he is in 2nd place. 80. Just... prior to this, I was saying he was trying everything he could to try to get onto the back of Pablo, maybe pushing it a little bit too hard. Let's have a look. Well, yeah, just run it through Degner a bit wide, and then, of course, trying to correct it, and yeah, you're never going to get that back on track, are you? He did, but he's going to lose 2 or 3 spots. Love Rocket going past, so yeah, back to 5th place. So that was just pushing a little bit too hard there for Aid. Back to 5th he goes, back into the group. So he's got to try and do it all again and get himself back up to 2nd. But of course, Tiddy Milk is now in that position, and he's not going to allow anybody to get past him. All he's focused on is getting onto the back of Pablo. No, Tiddy also is becoming a little bit quicker each time we see him. Also adding a couple of good results. So we know he's more than capable of getting himself up there. And Robert Racing, of course, also all these names that we now are familiar with after 5 rounds. We know who's kind of going to be up there at the sharp end, don't we? And these are all the guys that you would expect. Rocket Rods, of course, as well, who I've just talked about anyway, saying how much of an improvement, but certainly getting some good results of late. So this is just proving that point as well, up there in 4th place. So the only thing around this Suzuka circuit, really, as I said, is very hard to pass, as it's quite one line all the way through. So you're kind of relying on people to make mistakes to kind of give you them places. As we see, Love Rocket 180 going up the inside, and we know there's a little bit of history between these two, but actually that was okay. Little gap open now for AD, and a bit more pace and a little bit more control through that turn 1. Just kind of left the door open a bit there, didn't he, Love Rocket Rod? So he drops down to 5th place. That means AD up to 4th. Holmesburg in 6th place. Then Rick in 7th. That's hold that fastest lap though, Rick, to 11.5. That's Marlborough livery Scirocco. Through Degner, down through turn 9 now, under the bridge towards the hairpin, but this is still going on ahead of him, isn't it? This is going to go all the way, I think, to the end, this lot, because AD actually has made up another spot. So AD has got himself to 3rd, so after dropping down a couple of places, he's now up to 3rd place. So he is doing his best to try and get back to where he was before he made that mistake in the second place. So Adi getting through the positions at the moment. So let's see. Now, runs it out very wide. You can do that. I think you'll be okay. I don't think you'll get a penalty for that. It does allow you to take that run off, although not sure how much. Yeah, he's okay. Up towards 130R. So it'll be interesting now to see if AD has got that pace to get past Tiddy. Well, we know he's got the pace, but where is he going to pass if he does get to the back of Tiddy? Looks like he's a bit stronger on the brakes there, but difficult through the chicane at that speed anyway. So down the start and finish now to start lap 8. So believably, 4 laps left of this race. So it's gone really quick, hasn't it? Although, as I say, I think it was a slightly reduced number. Tiddies don't want to be out there. He nearly got it wrong there, didn't he? Really hot into turn 1. Maybe that pressure from AD is just seeing him in his mirrors now, isn't he? Thinking, okay, a bit of company. And these tyres as well at the front of these cars are going to be working overtime. And Tiddies is looking quite... He's plenty of tread on it at the moment, but nearly half gone on those fronts. Should be all right, in fairness, with 3.5 laps left now, but he's under pressure from AD now, and AD really does, once he gets in these positions, doesn't take too long to get past, but just got to be a bit mindful to stay calm. Got plenty of time. You don't need to rush and get past these cars. Just stay where he is, and let's see what happens. So there's Pablo. Already looks like he's got this one wrapped up. Hope that isn't the commentator's curse again. It's out there in front, and Tiddy, then Aid, then Robert Racing, then Love Rocket in 5th, Colesberg in 6th. Rick has made up a bit of ground on Colesberg in 7th place, and in fact Rick does look like he's got a bit of pace, doesn't he? Yeah. At the end of this race, AD all over the back of Tiddy now. Let's have a quick look. Let's just go back to them, because Tiddy's going to defend on the inside line, but AD's going to go up the outside now. I'm not going to say you can't go through here side by side, but I wouldn't recommend it. But there you go. What do I know? And that's what happens. Oh, and AD's going to get it right out, and there's all a bit of a touch, and they're still trying to get going, and and again a little bit of a door-to-door session between these two. Now that was a little bit rough and ready, wasn't it? But well, it wasn't really. Well, it is racing, it is rubbing, and rubbing is racing, as they say. So see anything too wrong. Maybe a little bit aggressive from both of them, but no, it's good racing. It's clean. They're both going in the same direction, or the right direction even. And but this is going to go to the end, this too, isn't it? On this final few laps, lap 9 now. So AD then it is, who's got himself up to 2nd place. Not sure he's going to get Pablo, although he has showed he's got some pace, AD, but I just think that gap that Pablo's got, there he is, as he comes through Dunlop curve. Does look like that gap he's got is enough, really, should be, to secure him another victory. So Pablo really getting on with this championship now. In fact, I think he's probably leading it now with his maximum points that he got last week, and then I say if he gets another maximum here, we'll certainly be leading it at the top of the championship, which we'll run through next time before the start of the Enduros. But so first for Pablo, AD in 2nd place. Tiddy Milks just dropped back into 3rd place. Robert Racing in 4th. Then Rocket Rods, who's fighting with Colesberg, is in 5th, and Colesberg 6th. Rick still there in 7th. Rick can have a go up the inside of Colesberg, is he? Coming up towards Spoon Curve. Oh, this is going to be a bit tricky. Steady, guys, please. And who was that? That's 3 going through there, and that don't work. And Love Rocket Rods got pushed right out, and I think actually that was Rick who just got his inside there. Let's have a look. I mean, it's all very close. Oh, in fact, I don't know if there was much you could do about that, but again, it was a bit of a concertina effect, wasn't it? You had the Bandit, Colesberg, and Love Rocket stuck on the outside. Let's go on board with Love Rocket, actually. Let's go back. Get the button sorted here. And let's go on board with Love Rocket and see. So there's Robert Racing. You can see in the rearview mirror, there's Carlsberg and Rick. Now Rick's going to have a go right down the inside here on Carlsberg. Well, Carlsberg has a little nibble and then he just gets pushed out a little bit there. Nowhere to go. And there goes Rick. Carlsberg, where's he? I think he's up the side of, there he is, Love Rocket. So, but Rick does do the right thing and does back out, and that's good racing from him. So well done to Rick. That's what you call knowing what the rules are about. So he absolutely acknowledged what he had done there. Naturally, the guys ahead have given their own places back. So back to where we were. So Carlsberg 5th, Love Rocket 6th, Rick in 7th. Now Bandit's joined in the fun after all that stuff going on ahead of him. So now he's part of this little gang as they come round to start the penultimate lap, lap 10. Bandit's suddenly looking like he's got a little bit of pace and he's attacking Rick down towards turn 1. Now can he get this done on Rick? He's going to be on the outside, and you don't want to be on the outside in turn 1. You just want to back off here. Coming down here full speed. And do we all get through? Well, there was a little move there from Bandit, and again a little bit of a door rub. So he did get past Rick, but Rick back to 8th. So always a little bit of drama down there at turn 1. So Bandit's continuing. I think there was a little gap there, to be fair. Really see it properly, but really sure if that was. In fact, let's go back. You know, there's me saying not really sure. Why don't we just go back and have a look? So let's go on board with Bandit then and see. So just started lap 10. Got Rick there obviously on the inside. Now there's a little gap on the outside. Now Rick is going to do a little bit switchback, isn't he? Oh, there you go. Yeah, I guess it's pretty. Well, the gap was there. Yeah, there was some contact, but to be fair, there was a gap there. Rick just ran it a little bit wide through there, and Bandit seized that opportunity, got himself through to 7th place. That's allowed to get onto the back now of Love Rocket and Carlsberg. But it's quick through there, isn't he, the Bandit? So maybe he can make up a couple of spots here on the penultimate lap. He may get himself just off the podium here if he can get himself through past these two ahead of him. Love Rocket now has dropped it at Degner, and it's going to be on the outside, and that's allowed Rick to go through as well as the Bandit. So he's back to 8th now, Love Rocket Rods. So it's all change here in this little group, isn't it? Everyone's fighting for positions. Bandit has made up that one more place because of Love Rocket's error, so he's up to 6th now. Carlsberg's not that far ahead of him, so he could, as I say, get himself to 5th place. But Bandit, who's not really been anywhere in this race, has he, until now? So he's still fighting his way through. So there's our leader. So we see him come up towards 1:30 for the penultimate time, and he's not going to be caught, barring any disaster. He's pretty much got this one already in the bag for Pablo. Really good racing at the moment for him. He's obviously gelling really well with that Scirocco now, as he does cross the line to start that final lap now. So here we go, lap 11. AD, I think he's settled for 2nd, if I'm honest. He's got himself in that position. Tiddy, I don't think is going to get any further than 3rd either. So these guys look like they've settled for their positions on the podium as it stands. But Racing just falling back a little bit into 4th place. Maybe that's where he's going to stay. Bandit is up to 5th, as we know, and he's chasing down. We did get to 5th, actually. I say as we know, we did get past Carlsberg into 5th place. So did Love Rocket Rods, and Carlsberg's actually fell back a couple of spots, so he must have had a moment somewhere. So Bandit to 5th, and he's not that far from Robert Racing, but I think Robert's probably got enough to stay where he is. Tyres are maybe the issue now. Clearly they're not feeling quite as good as they were at the start of this race. We'll be okay, don't have any problems with them, but the feeling of the car may have just gone off a little bit, which is maybe the result of as to why we're seeing different people's dropping back, etc. So never know. Bandit is catching Robert though, isn't he? Really is catching Robert Racing at the moment. Bandit And his tyres are looking okay, so maybe that is why. Because when you look at his in comparison with Robert Racing ahead, he's got not a lot left on his front. Bandit's got still quite a lot, though he is using a lot to get through the field here. But actually, he might still have a crack here at 4th place. Bandit should be a great result for him. Just to see him coming through Spoon Curve and see what happens. Everyone else up the top ahead of these are still as they were. Tell you what, I think he might have something in the locker here. Bandit is going to get a better run, and he has, and that's the tyres for you for on racing. He's going to lose 4th place here as well. Coming up the back straight here. It's going to be a battle through 130R as we see him side by side up there, but we've got to go back to our leader as he comes through the chicane for the last time. Pablo has done it from lights to flag. Congratulations, another great victory from him. Adi will come in 2nd place. I think he'll be happy with that. Tiddy Milk in 3rd. Congratulations to him. Then we've got the Bandit, who did get past Robert Racing, as we know, in 4th. Really good result for him in the end. Robert's Racing tyres just went off in the end. That's 5th for him. Love Rocket in 6th. Well done. Colesberg will grab 7th. Then we've got Smith just ahead of Rick in 9th. So it all went wrong a bit at the end there for Rick on debut. Then Firepower in 10th. Ginger will come in 11th. As we see him coming through now, and DB, who came in early. I'm not sure why he came in early, but it didn't do him any favours in the end, did it? And he finishes in 12th place. Rick did get that fastest lap, the one that he had, the 2:11.5. So he will get the fastest lap as well, and that is it for race 1 here at Suzuka. So that was a good race, that one, and we will have race 2 very soon, and we'll be seeing what the weather's doing. At the moment it's still just about holding off, but we'll be interested to see just if or when that does happen. Alright, well, that's it for race 1. Catch me for race 2 soon. Thanks for watching. Remember to like and subscribe if you haven't, and I will see you again soon. Bye for now.